Hi everyone, I am Priyanka and I am here to talk about this amazing movie that I just stumbled upon recently. So it's called Bittu. Okay? I had to share this with you because I'm very invested and I'm a big fan right now and I need people to see this movie. It's called Bittu and it stars these amazing girls Rani Kumari and Renu Kumari. Namaste, hello to bolo.
हेलो
मेरी आवाज सुनाई दे रही है ठीक से?
जी
कहाँ पे हो तुम दोनों अभी?
देहरादून
देहरादून में स्कूल जाती हो ना अभी भी? स्कूल अच्छा लगता है?
हाँ जी
अच्छा मुझे बताओ पिक्चर में काम करना कैसा लगा?
अच्छा
रानी तुम मुझे पहले बताओ कि तुम्हारा किरदार जो है बिट्टू उसके नाम की फिल्म बनी है वो बहुत बड़ी बात है हम लोग जैसे एक्टर्स के पास भी कभी कभी ये नहीं होता तो तुमको कैसा लगा तुम्हें करिश्मा दीदी के साथ काम करने में मजा आया क्या बोलती थी करिश्मा दीदी करने को सेट पे
गेम खिलाती थी
कौन सा वाला गेम
याद नहीं है, भूल गई। एक साल में भूल गई तू। कौन से गेम खेले थे हमने, बताओ।
बीच का बंदर
हाँ,
और
और
अंडा और अमलेट
अंडा और ऑमलेट
बीच
याद
का
है। हाँ,
बंदर तो
और
मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है अंडा और ऑमलेट कैसे खेलते हैं रानी रेनू तुम बताओ शायद तुम्हें याद है अंडा और ऑमलेट कैसे खेलते हैं
जी
कैसे खेलते हैं
मतलब
बताओ
बीच में कागज रख देते हैं और दोनों बगली से दो दो आदमी रहता है। अब वो जब तक देखता है तब तक एक लेके भाग जाता है, तब तक वो नहीं छूता है तब तक वो भाग जाते हैं।
मेरे साथ खेलना कभी हाँ मैं तो लेके भाग जाऊंगी फिर क्या करेगी
तुमको छूंगी।
एग्जैक्टली कितने सारे लोग थे तुम्हारे साथ जब तुम शूटिंग कर रही थी
बहुत
तुम
सारे
कितने सारे
बहुत सारे
और कैमरा कितना बड़ा था
बहुत बड़ा
दिखाओ हाथ से मुझे
इतना बड़ा
इतना बड़ा कैमरा तुम्हें शर्म नहीं आती थी उसके सामने
नहीं।
याद है, मैंने पिक्चर दिखाई थी जहाँ पे छोटे बच्चे कैमरे के साथ काम करते हैं और फिर श्रेया दीदी कैमरा के साथ आई थी। तो हमने रेनू का एक ही गेम आता था, 10 तक गिनना ताकि हंसे ना कैमरा के सामने।
Well, because we are having so much of this conversation with Karishma, talking me through the girls, I want to just introduce her. Karishma is the writer and the director of this beautiful film, Bittu. And Shreya, who she was talking about, is the DOP of the movie. And there are some amazing, wonderful women that are attached and helmed this film, which I am very, very proud of. A few of them, my friends, of course. And they're not here right now because I wanted to keep this very much about the creative process. So Karishma, just tell me why Bittu? Why this movie? Why this time?
I learned about the incident in 2013. It was like a year before I went to film school, and I didn't really watch news and want to make a film immediately, but there was just too many images and too much footage of the incident and its
Tell
aftermath.
us about the incident, just for the people who are not versed with it.
Yeah, it was a school poisoning in a government school where about 23 kids passed away after consuming a toxic meal that had become poisonous because of badly stored oil with which it was cooked with. I just wanted to reimagine the incident to try and explore the human side of it a little bit more. There's a sense when we're kind of scrolling through our phones, we kind of get desensitized or normalize violence of this sort. And, figures just kind of become faceless. So I really just wanted to create something, like recreate the universe to give these people a voice, specific personalities and demonstrate that they had dreams and a relationship with each other and big love and big ambitions, and just kind of make it a little less easy to forget that this happened.
अच्छे बच्चे कैसे होते हैं?
Sound of S.
सर
English.
आम धाम तोतावले साजन की कट्टी।
बहुत हो गया, चलो सीधा प्रिंसिपल के ऑफिस में।
जब तक तुम सॉरी नहीं बोल देते तुम्हारा आज का खाना बन। सुना तूने?
I think the beautiful thing that you did for me when I watched the movie was I was so invested in Bittu and I was so invested in Chand. I was so invested in the children, their lives, their dreams, that it just, my heart broke, and you really captured for me as a viewer the feeling that probably anybody reading about it had. I was telling my family right now about the movie and we're going to watch it tonight, but I was just telling them about it and each one of their faces was just exactly the feeling that I felt through the movie. So I want to ask Renu and Rani one quick question as well, because I remembered this one scene. Renu, जब रानी ने तुम्हारे ऊपर इंक डाला था तब मजा आया? हाँ, वो इंक जब डाला था पूरा तुम्हारे ऊपर, सारा यहाँ पे कपड़ों पे, जूतों पे सब इंक चला गया था, तब कैसा लगा तुमको?
गुस्सा आया था ना रेनू थोड़ा सा? अच्छा लगा झूठी?
गुस्सा आया था तो बताओ ना मुझे।
थोड़ा सा गुस्सा आया था।
अच्छा, तो फिर तुमने क्या किया जब थोड़ा सा गुस्सा आया था?
लड़ाई करा।
लड़ाई नहीं किया।
किससे लड़ाई की?
किसी से बात नहीं की।
10 मिनट के लिए किसी से बात नहीं की? क्या सोच रही थी तुम जब 10 मिनट किसी से बात नहीं की? बताओ मुझे। कट्टी? ऐसी वाली? ऐसी वाली कट्टी? जिनको मालूम नहीं होता कट्टी क्या होता है, बताओ मुझे जरा, कट्टी का मतलब क्या होता है?
कट्टी कैसे करते हैं?
बात नहीं करता ऐसे।
अच्छा रानी, तुम ही बता दो ना मुझे, तुम रेनू को बता रही हो तो। ऐसे करते हैं और फिर बात नहीं करते हैं। तो 10 मिनट तुमने बात नहीं किया और उसके बाद 10 मिनट के बाद क्या किया फिर? कट्टी खत्म?
एक साथ हो गए।
हाँ जी।
क्यों? क्योंकि दोस्त हो तुम लोग, इसलिए?
हाँ जी।
अच्छे दोस्त हो?
हाँ जी।
रेनू अच्छी लगती है तुमको? रानी सच सच बताना मुझे।
हाँ जी।
और तुमको रेनू, रानी अच्छी लगती है?
हाँ जी।
तुमको अच्छा लगेगा अगर सब लोग इस पिक्चर को देखेंगे?
मुझे ये
अच्छी लगेगा।
क्या अच्छा लगेगा?
पूरा दुनिया वाले हम सबको पिक्चर देखिए तब।
मुझे भी बहुत अच्छा लगेगा जब पूरे दुनिया वाले देखेंगे। तुम लोगों ने बहुत अच्छा काम किया है। तुमको श्रेया दीदी अच्छी लगी थी कि करिश्मा दीदी अच्छी लगी थी?
दोनों अच्छी लगी।
लेकिन ज्यादा अच्छी कौन लगी थी?
दोनों।
दोनों की दोनों? मुझे भी दोनों बहुत अच्छी लगी। अच्छी ट्रेनिंग, गुड ट्रेनिंग करिश्मा, well done.
No, I mean, I
tell
spent
me-
2 months with them, but Shreya pretty much caught up with that affection in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
I want to know, like, what I'm really, really curious about, that tell me the journey. So you got interested and inquisitive about wanting to tell this story. And then how did you come about casting these two girls? How did you come about finding them and telling the story from such an authentic, real place, like going to the location, choosing that beautiful school in the hills?
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely, the incident was stemming, where the story stemmed from, but it was really the character of Bittu that, I stuck with the material for a couple of years only because of her. I'd written a very oddly specific little kid who was just, unaware of traditional gender norms and just like a big person, a little body, and just didn't take a one-way street kind of conversation without a fight and just challenged every assumption people had about her. So I had just imagined her for so long and lived with her for so long that I really wanted her to come alive. And, for a long time, I was writing the script from a place of anger and it just didn't work. It only started coming off the paper for me when it became more about the friendship between these two girls. And, things I wanted to talk about the classroom culture and, just sort of attribute to my own formative friendships in boarding school. The two girls being so divergent but being so closely knit, it was just, the best conduit to talk about these things. So I knew pretty early that I couldn't use professionally trained actors. I wanted the girls to have a relationship with the place and a relationship with themselves as well. I knew that the success of the film would really depend on the effectiveness of that chemistry. So I just locked the location, which was, Shreya and I picked this small village called Koti outside of Dehradun. It's where we both grew up. We went to boarding school in Dehradun. So we wanted to, just go to a place that we loved and knew well as well. And I found this little organic farm through my amazing line producer, Rani Kumari, who's there with the girls right now. And we just kind of turned it into a government school. And I just moved there after that. And to be honest, I didn't know where to start. So I just started walking into all the communities and introducing myself. And we just...
How did they react to you?
Some of them were pretty open because it was, I would go in the afternoon when there was no school. It was kind of in the middle of the holidays, just coming off of
Just
their
looking
winter
for your
holidays.
Bittu.
Yeah, literally. And I wasn't
Just
even...
scouring villages in India near Dehradun looking for your Bittu. I think that is such an amazing commitment and so beautiful as an artist to hear. Go ahead, please tell me. Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's fine. And then I walked in 2 weeks later into it, like when I was kind of walking from Basti to Basti really, and all the kids were really lovely, and I would get a new idea every time I'd meet some new person. So it's like an amalgamation of all these children I kind of spent time with in the 2 months. But Rani kind of emerged 2 weeks into the process, and I walked into her Basti, and she just walked out and said, she just walks right up to me and said, "What's up? You want to play? Like, are you here to play?" I said, "Yeah, let's play." And she walked back into her bus, came back with like 20 more kids. So she was just a little leader.
She was a leader, yeah.
Yeah, loved an audience, was a great performer, wanted to learn new things, very sharp. Unlike Bittu, was also very interested in the academics of it all. And I just kind of kept going back there every day. And the more I went back, the more I knew this was the kid. And Renu was just adorable, 6 at the time, even smaller than she is now, and wasn't in school. So it was a little bit like we had to work with her in a different way because she was still lacking in social skills and wasn't like around kids as much as Rani was. But they grew up very close to each other. They know and love each other since they were small. So that really worked for the chemistry on camera. And yeah, they just became Bittu and Chand somewhere down the line.
How lovely. How long did you take to shoot this movie?
We shot it over 6 days, 8-hour days. I could have used 10 days, but it was pretty quick.
Doesn't every filmmaker say that?
Yeah.
Everyone watching this will be like, "Oh, we always need just that extra amount of days to just to satisfy ourselves." How wonderful to hear this. Tell me, Karishma, what do you think you want viewers to take away from this piece of material? Like, what do you want your audience to feel?
After a point, I feel like we have such little control over that. But at least, like, my intention with the film was, I never wanted to indict anyone for this tragedy. I didn't want to spare anyone either. So my aim was to create characters in this whole universe that you couldn't really place a blame on easily. I know there's a stereotype that tough tragedies like this stem from developing spaces like India, and I did everything I could from the beginning and like the birth of this film to challenge that assumption specifically. These people, it's a film about a forgotten people, but they are very happy and self-sufficient and live in like a beautiful part of the world. And what happened could really happen anywhere. It was more about power dynamics and ego and just a mundane, careless mistake. So I hope people kind of leave with the same, love and affection I have for these two girls, and, feel the loss of this community that really just didn't deserve it, to be honest.
I think it's so great that you say that because, whenever stories emerge out of India and one of my films, The White Tiger, which is also sort of hopefully in people's consideration as Bittu is. But even with that movie, there was a lot of chatter around the fact that this is a developing country and it's a very specific Indian problem. And I loved with Bittu the fact that you did not blame anyone. And it wasn't about the incident, it was about the psychological reaction of these children and this child specifically, and not about
Right.
blaming anyone. And I feel like both our films sort of had that. It was an inside out perspective. It wasn't, here, look at this world, and inviting people to watch something new. It was, this is my world and you're a guest in it. And that was such an amazing thing to see to me, and I felt very invited and seduced into this beautiful world that you had created. And I felt exactly that. I felt that this was a tragedy, and I felt like, what's the blame and who is the blame? And that's so important, to be able to take a true story and not judge it. And I think as a filmmaker, your non-judgmental perspective on the story made it so compelling to me. And these two beautiful faces definitely did. तुम्हारी बात कर रही हूँ, कह रही हूँ बड़े सुंदर faces हैं तुम लोगों के. थोड़ा सा हंस के दिखाओ, रेनू रानी, दांत दिखाओ. दांत है?
दांत
नहीं है
तो आ
दांत?
गया, पर फिल्म में एक दांत कम था दोनों का.
किसका, दोनों का कम था कि रेनू का कम था?
रानी का आई थिंक इट केम आउट लाइक 3 दिन
दिखाओ
पहले.
रानी, सारे दांत आ गए?
दांत दिखा रानी.
आ गए कि नहीं आ गए? आ गए, सारे के सारे आ गए. इसी को कहते हैं हंसना. Tell me a little bit about Karishma, Indian Woman Rising.
Yeah, I mean, we've had kind of a insane journey with the film, and when we won the Student Academy Award, Guneet reached out to me and has been very supportive since. So I was kind of trying to gear up for our submission for the Academy Awards this year, and I knew that we're going to need a little bit of support. So I started fundraising, and after a couple of weeks, I kind of went back to Guneet to see if there was any room for support in India. And I know it's been a pipeline dream of hers to kind of create an avenue of support for emerging filmmakers, especially like underrepresented community of filmmakers like women and specifically women in this case. And then, Tahira was wonderful, watched the film, and then it just snowballed into Ruchikaa and Ekta coming over. I think Bittu became a catalyst for what now is like, I feel like, at least for me, the first of its kind of support for emerging filmmakers.
That's the reason I came on board as well. It was like, just like immediate attraction.
Yeah. I made this whole film with institutional support and like fundraising with friends and family, and I know what it feels like to have that as when you're trying to figure out your voice as a filmmaker, and also the lack of it. So I'm just really proud to be associated with the collective. That I hope a lot more people with these resources kind of emulate this model and branch out, and filmmakers have like 27 grants to apply to every year like they do here or anywhere else in the world.
I think it's really, really wonderful to see so many beautiful, amazing filmmakers put their might towards, helping another female filmmaker rise. I think we are so blessed to be in a generation where, we as women band with each other to support each other. And it really makes my heart very emotional to see Ruchikaa Kapoor, Sheikh, Ekta Kapoor, Tahira, Kashyap, Khurrana, Guneet, Monga, all these women are so prolific in their own fields, and for them to come together and support this beautiful movie is very, very inspiring to me. So thank you to all of you. Tell us where we can help with this fundraising. Just for everyone watching, please help this movie get the attention it deserves. Please watch the movie when you can. Right now, on the Academy app, it will be on there for your consideration, and hopefully very soon for everyone else to watch. But tell us where we can, how we can help.
Yeah, I mean, we just are very excited. The best part of the journey is to find support in unexpected places, like conversations like this, but also Educate Girls has been like wonderful. And we just kind of formalized this fundraiser that we're running for the two girls and their siblings to try and raise money and bring an effective change so they have an access to quality life, that they don't have to worry about staying in school, or we're trying to raise enough money so them, not just them but their siblings as well, can have a more of a holistic upliftment of their lives, that they understand that there's a need for help with stuff like even mental health and entertainment and recreation, which is there's a lack of for children in India. I know I can't solve the world's problems with my 17-minute film, but we, along with Educate Girls and the Global Giving platform, are trying to instigate a conversation around food insecurity in India, and just what happens and where do we find support when a community is basically unable to protect its own most vulnerable element of society. So this is just the first step, and we just want the film to be used as a tool to spread awareness about this. There's a lot to do, but this is a good start.
Exactly. And I think you made such a great point. We as filmmakers, as part of the entertainment industry, we can't probably solve the world's problem, but we can instigate conversations, we can instigate fundraising, we can use our platform to push the goalpost for children like Rani and Renu to have a life that they probably didn't imagine or their parents imagined. मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा तुम दोनों से बात करके. काश मैं तुम लोगों के सामने बैठ के तुमसे बात कर सकती थी. बहुत अच्छा काम भी किया है तुम लोगों ने इस फिल्म में. ठीक है? हाँ?
निकल के आजा अंदर से.
हाँ, निकल के आना चाहिए ना. मैं कैमरे के अंदर घुस जाती. देखिए कैमरा ना इतना छोटा है और मेरा सर नहीं घुसता. मेरा सर थोड़ा बड़ा हो गया. कैसे डालूं मैं? कोशिश कर रही हूँ, आता ही नहीं है. मैं तो आ जाती घुस के. तुम्हें पता है कि मैं जमशेदपुर में पैदा हुई थी, जो बिहार में है, जो झारखंड में है. तुम लोगों के घर के काफी पास है. मेरी मम्मी भी वहीं से है. अच्छा, मेरी फैमिली भी अभी भी वहां पे, तो हो सकता है कभी ना कभी मुलाकात होगी. ठीक है?
एक दिन.
बहुत अच्छा काम किया तुम दोनों ने. बहुत सारा प्यार तुम दोनों को.
Thank you.
One last thing that I will say is, this is obviously going to help the girls and their siblings have a better life. But also this movie is, I think, just a testament to the fact that you can take a story and you can literally change someone's life. And Karishma, thank you so much for your artistic side. Thank you so much for taking on something which is so compelling. And thank you for being such a formidable filmmaker. You really moved me, and I cannot wait to see what else you will do, and I cannot wait to see and hopefully work with you someday. I think that will be amazing. I think you have a really, really bright future. I really do.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. I'm so feeling very grateful and very blessed right now. I'm really happy you love the work, and I'm happy the kids got to see you. I know they love you, even though they're being very shy right now.
That's all right. I'm glad I got to speak to them soon too. All right, great.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you, Rani. Thank you, Renu.
Thank you.
Namaste. Tata, bye bye.
Bye.
ये अच्छा आइडिया था.